So I understand that you're an adequate opposer of socialism. My question to you is about socialist ideas that have worked in the past, such as Social Security or Medicare. I understand Social Security is a mess right now, but it has helped millions of Americans in the past. So do you think that we should banish socialist ideas in general in the United States, or limit it to
banish?
Like
So I just wanted to say that this is an extremely extremist view, and it's a pretty fucking scary view, because basically what he's advocating for here is unfettered capitalism, because basically you're having no social programs in a capitalist society. So taking out and repealing things like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid would be the detriment of millions of people's lives and livelihoods, and it's a really crazy thing to actually advocate for.
And the reason I say that is because so what socialism basically does is it takes the resources of a given society and it freezes them there, and then it redistributes them. It doesn't account for growth. It doesn't allow for innovation and enlarging the pie. Socialism basically says, however much money is in the economy, it's unfair how it's distributed. Take it, redistribute it. That's the end of it. The problem is, once you do that, you get rid of the incentive to innovate and to build new things and create new services. So, of course, it's true that if you take...
I guess even when talking about socialist programs within a capitalist society, he seems to act as if it somehow makes the whole economy socialist. So what he just explained there, I agree with, I think we all do, but that's in a full-on socialist economy. If you have a capitalist economy with certain social programs, that doesn't remove all of the incentive or even most of the incentive. So putting in social programs like Social Security, for example, you know, taking out, there is no incentive that is really taken out, and even if there was some incentive taken out, it is worth it in you know, getting old people, you know, who are making it so that they can get their medicine, make it so that they can live, they're not starving, they're not impoverished, especially when most of them have worked their entire life and they have paid taxes into the system.
If there are 5 of us in a room and I have $5 and nobody else has any money and I just give each person $1, then everybody in the room is better off except for me. That's true, but I now have no incentive to go out and make $5 more.
And this is exactly what I was talking about. So boiling it down to one person has $5 and the other people in the room have $0, it makes it seem very like, oh, it's not a big deal because it's $5 fucking dollars, right? But this is how crazy it's gotten. Now think about this, okay? 8 fucking people in the world have as much money as the poorest, as much wealth as the poorest 50% of the world, okay? So there's a handful of rich men who are headed, you know, by Bill Gates at the top. They're worth $426 billion, and that's the equivalent amount of money as the bottom's 3.6 billion people. So that is fucking crazy. You're going from having a room of whatever fucking you said, 4 people, whatever, one person has 5, the other people have 0. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but now you're talking about, you know, billions of people, and the bottom 3.6 billion people have the same amount as 8 fucking people. 8 fucking, and you can count those on your fucking hands.
Right, so so one problem is that older people did not have an incentive to save. So the savings rate actually went down after Social Security because you may as well spend your money. Somebody else is going to pay for you when you're old.
So I haven't actually been able to find anything on whether the savings went up or down. But the goal of the Social Security Act was to put old people out of poverty, not in poverty. It had nothing to do with upping or lowering their savings. And especially with people, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, their savings isn't really there. It's hard to save when you don't have like that much money coming in.
The second thing that happened is people stopped having kids as much. It actually had a market impact. Jonathan V. Lass at Weekly Standard has a very good book about this. It actually had a market impact on birth rates. Because one of the reasons to have a kid, not to be cynical about this, but it's true, is that historically, when you get old, who takes care of you? Your kids, right? I mean, that was the net cost. The net cost was that you were going to spend an enormous amount of money educating your children, bringing them up, keeping them safe, and then, when you got old, you weren't going to have to worry about it because little Billy was going to take care of you. Now Social Security takes care of you, so do you even have to have kids? And that's what's created this enormous bulge in the old population in the United States and very little on the young side of the population in the United States.
The projection in this comment is just unbelievable. Where did you get this from? Where is your data pointing to this, that because of Social Security, people started having less kids. Clearly, it has nothing to do with Social Security, but rather with, we can see, you know, the culture is changing. A lot of people don't want to get married earlier, and they want to, you know, take their time and shit like that. But also, this is, you know, Ben Shapiro and other conservatives, one of their main talking points is that the welfare state leads to basically people just having kids just to live. So how can the two coincide with each other? So Social Security is making child rates go down, but the welfare state is making them go up? What? What the fuck? How do those two coincide with each other? At best, I mean, I guess they would cancel out. But again, that's total projection and it makes no fucking sense. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below. Leave a like and share the video. Help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.